Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Anisa Safitri. ID number 2011011079. Okay, now I will reading the Economist article again. The title: The Tokyo Olympics Olympic Gory. The obstacle to holding the games as scheduled in July are daunting. The red tickets on a clock outside Tokyo Station tick off the seconds until the Olympic Games began on July 23rd, yet the closer the date gets, the greater the uncertainty about whether the Games will go ahead at all. The clock has, after all, already been reset once as the COVID-19 pandemic swept across the world last year. They were delayed until this year. Organizers spoke of the Olympic as a symbol of the light at the end of COVID's tunnel. With the thirst relay, the official start of the festivities, set to begin on March 25th, but with the disease still rampant, another decision looms. It is a more complicated choice than it was last year. COVID-19 is better understood and more effectively controlled than before, making the games, at least without mass spectators, tantalizingly feasible, but holding them comes with big risk. An Olympic outbreak would symbolize hubris and incompetence and could provoke a crisis of the Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide, whose approval ratings are already sagging. The alternative is also unpalatable. The International Olympic Committee has at least so far ruled out another postponement, meaning that if the Tokyo Games are not held in this year, they will probably be cancelled altogether. They have presented the games as a symbol of victory over coronavirus, so if they cancel, it becomes a symbol of the Japanese government's failures, says Son Yasunori of Keio University. Both options are quite terrible. The reasons to cancel the games are obvious. The pandemic is still raging around the world, with nearly 300,000 new cases recorded every day. Japan itself is in the midst of a stubborn third wave that forced the government to extend a state of emergency until early March. Although vaccination campaigns have begun in many countries, even the most optimistic estimates do not foresee immunity become widespread enough by the summer to guarantee a virus fire event. In Japan, the first jabs have yet to be administered. Some public health experts say it would be mad to go ahead. Even some athletes agree, as Nia Hitomi, a Japanese track and field star, put it. To be honest, I think life is more important than the Olympics. The Japanese public predictably has sure in the idea of hosting tens of thousands of athletes, journalists, and other hangers on from around the world. It's potentially a factor for the virus. When polled in 2019, early 90% of Japanese were looking forward to the Olympics. Recent polls show that 80% now oppose holding the game this year, roughly 40% favored cancellation, while another 40% want another postponement. Spiraling costs have added to the misgiving. The tap has already ballooned from a project uh, 7.3 billion to an official estimates of 12.6 billion, but government's own auditors put the true cost at over $20 billion. Postponement and virus prevention measure will add another $2.8 billion to the total. The president of Tokyo's organizing committee, Mori Yoshiro, an 83 years old former prime minister, added to event problems early this month when he suggests that man talked too much in meetings, prompting a storm of public indignation. Japanese media are reporting that he will soon resign. Yet, the Japanese people bear most of the risk of the games. The choice is not there alone. Japan's top leader, the men's commit, Mr. Suga, told a recent virtual gathering of the World Economist Forum that Japan is determined to deliver hope and courage to the world. So is the Thomas Bach, its president, has said there is no plan B to holding the Olympic in Tokyo this year. Myriad stakeholders from national Olympic committees to corporates, sponsors to television networks have interest in seeing the games happen, even in limited forms. Many athletes would welcome the chance to compete. Many Japanese business leaders believe even a circumbrite Olympic would be better than cancellation. Economically speaking, big sporting events also here over hope that the games can proceed. Just this week, America's National Football League crowned a new Super Bowl champion, while the Australian Open and International Tennis Tournament got underway despite a series of COVID-19 scares. The Olympics, however, present a challenge on a different scales. Some 100 and 1,200 players, staff, and officials visit Australia from the Open. More than 11 11,000 athletes from some 200 countries are booked the competition in Tokyo, with many more officials, coaches, and reporters tagging along. Organizers must figure out how to keep athletes healthy, especially in close contact sports. Outbreaks have already disrupted sumo and rugby tournaments in Japan this year. If top if top contenders are infected, it will threaten not only their health, but also the integrity of the competition. Organizers will also have to work out how to welcome fans in if they are allowed to attend at all. At the moment, foreign spectators are unlikely, though some local ones may be permitted, as they have been in recent months in Japanese football and baseball games. Plans released by the organizing committee this month offer hints of what such an event might look like. These attending would be subject to contract testing and rigorous restriction on movement, What spectator there are will be allowed to clap but not sing or chant. Hugs and handshakes will be avoided. The Japanese government's COVID-19 tracking app thus attending will be subject to constant testing and rigorous revision on movement. What spectator there are will be allowed to clap but not sing or chant. Hug and sex will be avoided. The Japanese government's COVID-19 tracking app, KOA, would be deployed to try to stop the spread of many infections. It has problems of its own. The health ministry can admit that for more than 4 months. A bug prevents the Android version of the app from notifying a user who came into close contact with individuals who test positive for COVID-19. The fate of the game, like so much else, will depend on how the pandemic progresses. In private, some search close to the government presume that holding them as scheduled would prove impossible. They wonder about the next unclaimed summer slot in 2032. Other, others think that the obstacle will seem less daunting once the winter outbreak ebbs and vaccines start following. The public, their reckon will come around. Either way, Japan will probably twist and turn to avoid making a unilateral decision, lest it be seen as denying toward last year's postponement come only after Australia and Canada, among others, announced the would not send any athletes in January. By contrast, the head of Australia's National Committee declared the Tokyo Games are on. The flame will be at on July 23rd, 2020. If any athletes do indeed make it to the starting line, that in itself will be a feat partly of a medal. Okay, that's all the article. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.